My name is Rachel Werrett, and I am the Manager of Training and Development at the Canadian Institute for Public Safety Research and Treatment, known as CIPSRT. And I am the project lead on the Training and Development Program for Public Safety Personnel. So the project is actually supported by a great project team that's comprised of program administration as well as researchers. The importance of the Training and Development Program for Public Safety Personnel is that we offer training that is relevant specifically to public safety personnel. There are so many factors when looking at training for public safety personnel in regards to giving them tools for their health and wellness and their well-being. Public safety personnel are often exposed to multiple traumatic events throughout the course of their careers. And so therefore their training needs to be a little bit different, and their sector needs to be considered, and those events need to be considered. And so we do our best to ensure that we are evidence informed in regards to how we can best give those training tools to public safety personnel, considering the very specific needs that they might have. Well, our hope for the Training and Development Project is that we'll reach as many public safety personnel and those most affected on the front line affected by COVID-19. Specifically, CIPSRT does focus on public safety personnel, and that is the hope that we reach as many as we can through our multitude of different training programs. Specifically, our initial post-course outcomes, which is all of our training up until the date of March of 2023, include 28% paramedics, 20% police, which includes municipal, federal, and provincial police, 19% for firefighters, both career and volunteer, and other sectors make up the reach that we've had so far, including corrections, search and rescue, our public safety communicators, our border services agencies, as well as many others who consider themselves in the realm of public safety personnel. Any of the programming that's still currently available through the Training and Development Program for Public Safety Personnel is currently being funded through Public Health Agency of Canada. So currently there is no cost to that programming. So we are offering that training at no cost. However, we are also doing data collection and also research surveys, both pre-course and post-course, and 2 follow-up course evaluations as well, just to ensure that we are considering that we are always going to be evidence-based and that we're meeting the needs that public safety personnel need. So currently our course offering that we do have available is Sleep 101, which was developed specifically for public safety personnel, dealing with different types of shift work difficulties and other sleep difficulties that public safety personnel tend to have. They often work shift work. They're often not able to sleep during their shift. And we know that sleep obviously offers the best type of recovery, or one of the best types of recovery for the body. And so we always want to make sure that we're offering the best tips available and the best training available to public safety personnel in bettering their sleep. That course is still currently being offered. We do also offer a program called Treatment 101, which was designed specifically as an expansion of our 6 steps to finding a clinician, which really does help the public safety personnel learn the language and some of the questions that they can ask, and some of the learning that they can do in advance if they're looking for a mental health professional, what their rights are in regards to asking for that professional, and what they're entitled to either provincially or federally, depending on their sector and where they live. And it's just meant to be able to give an expansion on some of the tools and resources that we have on the CIPSRT website as well. We also do have frontline training in the form of R2MR, which is the Road to Mental Readiness program. That was a program that was designed specifically by the Department of National Defense, and CIPSRT does have permission to offer a specific course designed for public safety personnel. Currently, that course is available as well in an online version. It is synchronous, and so you do have access to the learning material on a specific platform with a synchronous facilitator on specific dates that you work with in order to work through the content and material. So we do collect post-course data right at the end of all of our courses. So initially, some of our post-course outcomes from the end of all of the training that we did up until the end of March of 2023 show some really positive outcomes. 83% of participants reported that they had positive changes in their behavior. 87% of participants reported an increase in their knowledge and or their skills, and 73% of participants reported having accessed resources that they might not have known about or that might not have been available to them. So in some of the courses, those skills are taught, and that's the purpose of the research post-course, where they follow up at the 3 and 6 month intervals, is to see whether or not those skills are still being utilized by the participant, and have those skills been helpful for them? Do they need refreshers in those skills, and have they had positive mental health changes, or do they show positive mental health outcomes after an extended period of time? Some of our training and development specifically just shows people and gives them learning and shows them where they can access resources, that they can have access to other tools. And so it's not necessarily something that they practice every day, but it's certainly a tool or a way to teach people how to access the resources that might be available to them. So our initial outcomes up until the end of March 2023 had some really positive comments from both facilitators and both the peers that execute some of our training programs. Some of our training programs are peer-led, and they are taught by peers of public safety personnel. And so what we found was there was really positive comments on those that are facilitating the training to their other public safety members within their sector, as well as really positive feedback from the participants themselves, including statements like, "I really enjoyed the course. It's one of the best that I've ever attended. The preparedness, communication, facilitation were great. I really enjoyed the dedication of the facilitators, as it was evident they took a lot of pride in learning and engaging within their material." Other comments for the facilitators, including facilitators were excellent, and the videos and exercises were engaging and helpful, which is also important because we want to teach the material, but we want to make sure that we're doing it always in an engaging and useful way. Well, what we have noticed is in our first tranche of funding for Public Health Agency of Canada, we did utilize a Train the Trainer program for R2MR, where we trained public safety members to be able to train that frontline material to their own sectors and within their own organizations. And we have had organizations come back to us and indicate that they wish they would have sent more people to that training program. And so I think that the shifts within organizations, can be slow to come. There was a lot of issues that came out of COVID, and it really does take organizational support in order to be able to see long-term change within the organization as far as supporting mental health and wellness and the stigma associated with seeking resources for mental health and wellness as well. So the training and development program for public safety personnel really is continuing to build on its evidence base. All of the programs that we currently offer are evidence informed, and as the data collection is ongoing, continues to be evidence based. We're always looking to improve the resources and skills that we have in our current training portfolio. It is applied research, so it is iterative improvements as we move forward throughout evaluation of all of our courses and our training and development resources as well. Stigma reduction, we found, is kind of the biggest issue of training and development that we need to work on. There are so many public safety personnel that feel that there is a stigma attached to reaching out for mental health resources. We do the best in our programming to try and push stigma reduction and the realization within individuals that it's okay to need assistance, it's okay to need training. That's the purpose of training, is to be able to give somebody skills that they can practice and develop and know how to access. It's okay to need those tools and resources. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, that is at an organizational level and as well at a personal level. Many public safety personnel think that there is still a stigma attached into needing those training courses and those resources. But hopefully throughout the training and development program, people learn to realize that stigma reduction is just as important as some of the other tips and tools and training that they will learn throughout the course of their career. And hopefully we've made an impact on the public safety personnel throughout Canada.